Hello and welcome to this briefing on the role of the induction tutor. So this session is particularly for those schools who are new to early career framework or schools who would like further clarity over the roles and responsibilities of the induction tutor, and that particularly might be head teachers, induction tutors or senior leaders within the school. So there's two statutory documents that's important for all of the induction for early career teachers, and they're the first one, Induction for Early Career Teachers in England, and the second one, the Appropriate Body Guidance, which much more discusses the work we do as appropriate bodies, but contains some useful information for you as well. We'd always recommend that you go directly to the DFE website to pull these documents off so that they're the most up-to-date version and contain any new points within them. So the roles and responsibilities of the induction tutor are outlined in the Induction for Early Career Teachers Statutory Guidance, and if you look at sections 5.6, it gives you a full list there of the induction tutor's responsibilities. So the roles and responsibilities for the induction tutor are outlined in the statutory document that was mentioned on the previous slide, but we've got some points here that we just want to draw out of that to make sure that we've got clarity around them. So first of all, it's the induction tutor that we normally coordinate with as part of the appropriate body. So not the mentor would normally speak with the induction tutor, and it's the induction tutor who writes the progress reviews and assessments. It's really important here just to keep stating that the induction tutor and mentor should be separate people within the organisation. If you do have an organisation where you think the induction tutor and mentor are going to be the same person, we'd really ask you to contact us prior to enrolling them, please, for induction. It has to be in exceptional circumstances under the Early Career Framework Statutory Guidance, so it's really unlikely that the induction tutor and mentor are going to be allowed to be the same person when we look through that statutory guidance. So roles and responsibilities: coordinate with the appropriate body, carry out and write the progress reviews, and that's a real change from the legacy and QT programme where the mentor might have written the reviews and assessments. It must be the induction tutor that does this now going forward. We'd also like the induction tutor to raise concerns with us around ECT's progress and make sure that's prompt, and it goes back to this mantra of no surprises. And the induction tutor should keep streamlined records, really thinking about the workload of colleagues within school. So we're not looking for huge record keeping to be kept, but obviously record keeping around written observations to be able to feed into those reports is going to be a necessity. The induction tutor should ensure that the ECT is observed and written feedback is provided. Now, in the statutory guidance, it doesn't say the induction tutor has to be the person that observes the ECT at all times, but if they're writing the report, we would suggest that they need to be observing them regularly as well throughout the year. And if the ECT is, if the early career framework is not accessed through the national provider, then the induction tutor would support the head teacher in planning an ECF induction. And that's a change of language there. So by the national provider, we're talking about a full induction programme. So if you weren't doing that and you were writing your own materials, then it would be the induction tutor who works with the head teacher to make sure they're planned with fidelity to the early career framework. And then the final point there as well, making sure you raise concerns early if the ECT is struggling. So the induction tutor is also going to ensure themselves that the statutory requirements are met for the early career teachers induction, and that's that the post is suitable for induction, so both the age, stage, subject and type of classes that the early career teacher is being expected to teach is reasonable, and there's more details of that in the statutory framework. The ECT requires an additional 10% reduced timetable than that of a teacher, and both the induction tutor and mentor need to have sufficient time and ability to carry out their roles. It's important that the ECT is observed regularly, and that's followed by prompt written feedback, and the ECT needs to observe experienced teachers throughout the 2 years of induction. So there's some checks that we'll do for, when we're looking at the role of the induction tutor. We'll ask the induction tutor, have they got qualified teaching status? We'll check they've got the ability and time to carry out their role. We will ask if they're writing the reviews and assessing against the teacher standards, and a real reminder there that the assessment isn't against the early career framework, it is against the teaching standards. And we'll want to know that the induction tutor knows the strengths and areas of improvement for each of the ECTs who they're looking after for this period of induction. The induction tutor should also be able to make rigorous and fair judgments about the ECT, and again that progress is in relation to the teaching standards. And the induction tutor needs to recognise when early action is needed, so we've got that mantra of no surprises, and the ECT knows immediately if they're experiencing difficulties, and they know what support and the plan of action is in place. So we'll also offer some support to the induction tutor. We'll offer support on enrolment, support through the website and briefings like these. We'll make sure that we send out regular newsletters which will contain dates of things like when reports need to be written, but also give you lots of useful information and tips, and it'll also share things that are going really well within our community and some good practice there as well. We run regular induction tutor networks where you'll be able to meet other induction tutors and learn from good practice. We'll carry out surveys to check statutory requirements are being met, and we'll feed those back in. So if there's some issues there, feed those back in, and we found that they're often easily solved once the induction tutors had those highlighted. We do have a briefing on school visits. We are required to come and visit schools and talk to ECTs and watch them teach, and we'll carry around 10% of school visits annually to schools within our appropriate body service. And you can also request a school visit if you'd like us to come out for a particular reason to look at your induction that you're offering for your early career teachers. And we offer additional support for struggling ECTs, and should you require that, please do get in touch with us and we can talk about the support that we're able to offer above what we normally would do. So some next steps and links on here, lots of information on our website, which hopefully you found through looking at this briefing on there, so that's the link on the top, and then our email ab@spencerteachingschoolhub.com should you require any further information. And finally, we really look forward to working with you, and please do get in touch should you require further information around the role of the induction tutor. Thank you.